Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump's FBI has just declassified some massive information that, frankly, I think all of you are going to enjoy. Now, as you all know, Senator Adam Shifty Schiff has pretty much been one of President Trump's top political rivals for almost 10 years now. To say the least, Adam Schiff has pretty much done every single thing that he possibly could do to try to bring down President Trump. However, with that being said, as it would turn out, in his rabid hatred of President Trump, it would seem as if Adam Schiff has actually violated numerous federal laws, namely the Espionage Act. Take a look at this. You see, just yesterday evening, President Trump's FBI director, Kash Patel, declassified an FBI memo that clearly shows that in early 2017, then Representative Adam Schiff actually deliberately leaked classified information in order to try to destroy President Trump's credibility. And now, although we don't know exactly word for word what Adam Schiff leaked, using some context clues, we can piece together that the classified information that Adam Schiff leaked had to do with President Trump's alleged ties to Russia. Now, of course, as we all now know, President Trump didn't even have any ties to Russia. The entire narrative was concocted by the Obama administration. Then, this fake narrative was pushed out across the country by people like Adam Schiff in an attempt to subvert President Trump's first term in the White House. But so, as it would turn out, it was actually a longtime Democrat whistleblower who actually handed over all of the proof and evidence of Adam Schiff's treasonous wrongdoing over to the FBI. Take a look.
Listen, this whistleblower literally sat in a meeting, he tells the FBI, where Adam Schiff authorized the leaking of classified secrets to dirty up Donald Trump and to try to build towards either a select committee in Congress or a special prosecutor. This whistleblower was a career intelligence officer. He had worked for the House Intelligence Committee, Democrat staff for a dozen years when he came forward to the FBI. He gave 4 interviews. He gave very specific information to the FBI, and nothing happened. Why? Because the Justice Department simply decided to take a pass. How many times have we sat around in the last decade and heard, we're going to get to the bottom of that classified leak, and then a few months later, we couldn't get to the bottom of that classified leak. In the case of Adam Schiff, they got to the bottom of some classified leaks, but the Justice Department chose not to act. So tonight, past attorney generals, people like Merrick Garland and Jeff Sessions and Rod Rosenstein, who was acting on Russiagate, they've got some serious questions answered. Did they know about this Adam Schiff stuff? Why did they allow it to be passed on? And will anything happen in the current Justice Department?
And so I'll tell you what, folks, the current Justice Department has taken a pretty big interest in all of this, to say the least. But you know what? What do you say we actually take a look at what this now declassified FBI memo says in order to really get a better understanding of what exactly went on here? Take a look at this. As this recently declassified memo from the FBI says, quote, "In this meeting, Adam Schiff stated that the group would leak classified information which was derogatory to President of the United States Donald J. Trump. Schiff stated the information would be used to indict President Trump." Now, like we said earlier, the reason why we know all of this in the first place is because a former Democrat staffer decided to blow the whistle on Adam Schiff's treasonous behavior, reaching out to the FBI and saying that he, quote, "believed Adam Schiff's activity to be unethical and treasonous." And I think we can all plainly see that, yeah, calling this behavior unethical and treasonous, well, these are actually probably understatements. And now, folks, we have a lot more to talk about today. Trust me, we do. But first, I want to say real quick that if you guys enjoy the daily news updates, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton. But now check this out. Thanks to these now declassified documents, we also know that Adam Schiff believed that he was set to become the director of the CIA had Hillary Clinton actually won the 2016 presidential election. So really, that's just yet another reason why Adam Schiff hates President Trump. Because of Trump's victory in 2016, all of Adam Schiff's career aspirations in the deep state were pretty much immediately halted. And so what did Adam Schiff do? Well, he then spent years spreading the Russian collusion narrative that he knew was fake, by the way, deliberately leaking classified information all along the way. And you know what? As a reminder of what exactly that looked like, check this out.
You've said on more than one occasion that you've seen ample evidence of the Trump campaign's Russia collusion. Last March, you said you had more than circumstantial evidence of treasonous collusion with Russia.
I've certainly said that there's ample evidence of collusion.
Can you agree that there has been no evidence of collusion, coordination, or conspiracy that has been presented thus far between the Trump campaign and Russia?
No, I don't agree with that at all. I think there's plenty of evidence of collusion or conspiracy.
But we do know this. The Russians offered help. The campaign accepted help. The Russians gave help, and the president made full use of that help. The Russians offered help, which we know they did. The campaign accepted help, which we know they did. The Russians then delivered help, which we know they did.
There is circumstantial evidence of collusion. The case is more than that, and I can't go into the particulars, but there is more than circumstantial evidence now.
And so, folks, as we now know, all of that was an absolute and deliberate lie. But wait, you see, this is where things actually get even worse for Adam Shifty Schiff. You see, a couple of years ago, Adam Schiff was actually questioned about this entire situation, whether or not he knew who leaked the classified information about President Trump, and whether or not he knew who the whistleblower was. And so, folks, on that note, take a look at this.
Some of my colleagues made the statement repeatedly that I've met with the whistleblower, that I know who the whistleblower is. It was false the first time they said it. It was false the second through 40th time they said it. It will be false the last time they say it.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we now know, thanks to this recently declassified FBI memo, Adam Schiff himself was the whistleblower. He is the one that leaked the classified information about President Trump, and now we know that he's been publicly lying about it for years. And so, given all of this information, it's starting to make a little bit more sense why Adam Schiff ended up getting a last-minute preemptive pardon just one day before Joe Biden left the White House in January of 2025. Which is so weird because Adam Schiff had this to say about preemptive pardons in 2020. Take a look.
Have you ever heard of somebody getting a preemptive pardon who was innocent of all crime? Who's just an innocent person? Have you ever heard of that? Just somebody getting a blanket pardon and they're an innocent person?
But no, I think that it's an effort not only to prospectively pardon people for things they have not yet been charged with and may never be charged with, but also it's the president's own family. It's people that have been covering up for the president in addition to his own family.
And so, folks, to say the least, that clip has not aged well. But you know what, folks? At this point, I want you all to take a listen to what none other than Stephen Miller had to say about Adam Schiff. And you know what? Between you and me, I think you guys are going to like this one. Let it play.
Adam Schiff is not only a stone-cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America. And everything he's devoted his life to has been debunked, discredited, and discarded. He literally represents the face of failure. His sole achievement in life was fighting a losing war against Donald Trump, and now President Trump is in the White House, and Adam Schiff is the leader of a dying and dethroned movement.
And so, folks, that is the truth. Here are the cold hard facts. Adam Schiff's entire reality is coming crashing down. All of his political plans and aspirations have totally failed. He's been exposed as a traitor to the nation, and now, guess what? He's under investigation by the Department of Justice. And so, folks, on a final note, as I like to say, yes, all of this is exactly what I voted for.